Welcome to the Full Dive Gaming Podcast, bringing you a full dive of all the news, discussion, and insights you need for virtual reality gaming. This podcast is brought to you by Asterion Products, and if you're seeing us on YouTube, you're not seeing our gorgeous VR merch like we usually have on, because we're in a closet in a new studio, and audio this week might sound a little weird, but we're doing our best here for you. So I'm Jay Bratt, I'm a VR YouTuber, that's all I got.
I'm Nat Bratt, a VR enthusiast who enjoys breathing.
And I'm Lipnox VR, a VR YouTuber who has recently been addicted to flying. So maybe I'll do a new flying video tomorrow too. Get the hat trick, all three of them.
And the only one of us whose audio sounds halfway decent. But you know us out there. Our podcast, we're here to keep you up to date in the VR realm. We answer questions from our communities. We talk about the latest, greatest VR news. And we're here on YouTube. You can watch us, but we're also anywhere you want to take us on the go. We got tons of Q&A questions. Lip, you want to take the first one?
So the first one here from Jamie V. Rex is, have you seen anything similar to Librarium? And have you gone back into it to see if it is any better these days? And you know what? I checked the trailer and honestly, I have no idea. But I will give you two suggestions of things. So there was an app forever ago called Super Medium. You probably have to go on itch to even find it. But it was a way to basically import your comic books or PDF files into super high resolution versions you could look at in the headset. And honestly, this is back in the Quest 1 days, but I haven't checked it since Quest 1, but back on Quest 1, it looked really sharp and really awesome. And then the other one was there was some Bibbly tech thing that was like a comic book app that's on the Quest store. But what I was going to say is there's an app called Astra VR, and it is so much fun and is educational. It's like an hour long, but I swear, the reviews on it are so mean and so not warranted. This is an amazing application. It's an hour long. If you seriously feel like you got cheated after the hour, just refund it. You get to play for free.
Nice. Well, good for you, because I did not do any kind of research to try and answer this question. So thank you, Lipnox. I gotta say, we have tons of Q&A questions to catch up on, but our next episode is episode 100, our 100th full episode. And so we're going to
And you said we're going to do 100 Q&A questions for that episode?
I mean, maybe not 100. Maybe, I don't know. But we're going to do
If we can get 100 of them, that would be a funny thing to do. That'd be a long episode.
It'd be very
Hey, send your questions in. If we get 100, then we have to do it just because it's funny.
Yes. Okay. That will be fun. Okay. So our next one on this episode is from Jimmy on the Rocks 593. And he asks, are there VR companies thinking about peripheral vision, have the screens wrap around or something? And I'm going to defer.
Pimax is basically the main one. They keep trying to make bigger, wider headsets, because the problem is a human eye field of view is 220 degrees on average. It depends on your eye placement and your head shape and stuff, but 220 is kind of the average. And the biggest, or the regular headsets, I think the Quest 3 is 110, so it's literally half your normal vision. Some of the better ones, like the Pimax ones, I feel like they get up to 150, maybe even 180, but they have to use a split lens, because it's, it can't be one single lens. And then their software has to make up for the fact that the screen's so wide, and you get a weird effect when you turn your eye. So none of it is anything quite like normal real vision yet. But a few companies are trying. I think the problem is it's also a lot more they have to render. It's a lot more screen. It's a lot more power. So now you need an even stronger PC. So what ends up happening is we keep getting headsets that stay in this 90 to 110, but they're better graphical and better resolution and higher pixel counts. And yet no one's thinking about, besides Pimax, making the peripheral bigger. So you kind of always have that binocular effect.
True. Cool.
Lip, you got any thoughts?
You know what? I did, but everything you said was exactly what I was going to say. So I think you just nailed it right there. I totally knew all about Pimax and all of those things you said. Yep.
Yeah. Well, Chili's apparently made us sad last time, asking us about our memories of VR because we remembered all the good stuff. So he said, how about this time you tell me about your happiest memories with VR? Lip, why don't you start?
I would say one of my happiest memories of playing VR was the first time I got into Rec Room and I could do the punching thing and I could move my actual fists. and the punching thing would actually, like the whatever dummy thing would actually respond to my punches. And I was like, this is what I've wanted. This is the motion controls I've been working towards all this time. The Wii motion controls, completely let me down. The Kinect completely just, I don't even, nothing. It was great. Fruit Ninja was good, and then the PlayStation Move was so close to what I wanted. And it was almost there, but it was like this Rec Room was like, now this is fully what it is. This is fully what I want. And, I feel like Rec Room is such a classic experience for people that have played VR for so long, because it was just one of those social media things where you just got in and you just played with things. And it was never about one experience. It was just about having a VR headset and being able to move your arms and do things. And, I think that's one of the happiest memories I can think of VR, because that was the start of VR for me.
Yeah. I have lots of really nice memories from Rec Room 2, just playing like the Quest things, like not Quest like the headset, but Quests, like going on a quest.
Like the magic things?
Yeah, like there's like the one
Crimson Cauldron.
Yes.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah.
But also, like, I think back to even before then having just the Gear VR and the game, you know which one?
Land's End.
Land's End. So good, so comfy and nice. And like also when we first got the PSVR, just like having people over and having them experience it was so awesome, because it was like so new and people were so excited. And even people that were like kind of like, I don't know about this, they would try it and be like, whoa, like
I wish that happened
experience.
to me. I wish I had that happen to me. Every single person was like, I don't like Skyrim VR. I was like, I should not be showing them Skyrim VR.
What? Sad.
Well, they see Skyrim. They're like, I want to play Skyrim VR. I was like, well, can I show you the shark thing? No, Skyrim VR. I was like, all right. 10 minutes later, I hate this. I'm not playing this ever again. I was like, oh, well, that's that.
It was a rare time in the beginning, I feel like, especially for us, because how often in life you get to show someone something that they've never experienced?
Yeah.
Like, VR was so new. We had the PSVR so early that, like, so many people had just never experienced any kind of VR. And that was just so awesome. Now it's like, some people still haven't, but for the most part, they have some idea what it is. And, a bit of that early magic has worn off, but I still enjoy showing it off. I still, anytime I can find someone, but for the most part, now you actually have to like find the experiences that will blow them away, because it used to just be anything blew them away because it was so unusual. Now I'm like, okay, now I got to put him in Richie's plank and shove him down the stairs in the middle of it, try and get a reaction out of him.
Don't try this at home.
I don't know. I still say you put on a PSVR headset in Resident Evil 7 and you're still at peak VR. Still on PlayStation VR 1. It's still pretty peak VR for me.
Oh, that is sad. That is sad that we have not advanced from there.
The very first VR game I ever played was the kitchen demo, and apparently it's still one of the best video games in VR. About 6 years later, 7 years later.
There's been a lot of ups and downs.
We already had a whole episode about that. Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah, this is supposed to be happy memories. This is supposed to be happy memories.
We're taking it back.
We're getting too happy about the old memories, and we're forgetting about the good things that are happening right now. All the great games. I don't know. Do you want me to take the next question?
Yes. Yeah. Although to me, it's still Shave Dog. I will never call him that.
Yeah.
All right, Shave Dog. What's been your most embarrassing moment in VR? Follow up. Was anyone there to witness? Mine was forgetting I was playing pool in VR and leaning on a table that wasn't there, almost fell on my arse. Thankfully, no one was around. And for me, I would definitely say that the worst memory for me, I don't know if it's embarrassing, but I was playing something club thing. I don't know. It was some thing where there was a bowling game in it. And I go to bowl with the PlayStation Move controller and I have it, and I reach down and I have a headset on, and my dog decided that, I was reaching down to cuddle with the dog. So the dog runs right into a full swing of me bowling in some PlayStation Move VR game. Oh. And all I hear is the dog yelping, and I was like, oh no. And then I take the headset off and I felt bad, but I don't know if it was embarrassing, but I definitely didn't feel good about the situation.
Yeah, that's sad.
I was very triggered about bowling games from that point onwards.
I have one, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with like being in VR, but the Play PSVR podcast guys, where they have this thing called May Days, where they stream every day in May, and they were playing Walkabout Mini Golf, and I joined, and it was super fun. And we played one. It was like, I can't remember which one it is, but it's kind of like Alice Alice in Wonderland-y. There's like, it's all like super weird and cool. And at the end of it, they were like saying bye. And I was like, okay, bye. And for some reason, I was like trying to think of something cool, like say like, bye, peeps, or something like that. Not that that's cool. but I accidentally said, good night, babe.
Yeah, you called Adam babe. You called Adam babe. I'm gonna tell Jay.
Called us babe.
You called Adam babe. You called Adam babe. That's hilarious.
And I was like, oh no. I didn't even say it like baby. I was like, bye, baby. And I'm like, wait a second, no. And it was super embarrassing. And they didn't let me off the hook by trying to pretend it didn't happen. They were like,
Jay Brett said you have an understanding, so I guess you're good to go.
and I was like, oh. So yeah, there's my embarrassing moment.
I feel like it should be an embarrassing story, but I punched Nat right in the headset one time.
I thought you were going to think that.
And it really wasn't embarrassing because I immediately started laughing. But in my head...
Oh, that's what I had. Now it's worse than embarrassing.
Well, I had put two mats down that were far enough away that we shouldn't have been able to hit each other, and they migrated. But in my head, I thought, I must have punched her hand or something, because there was no way I hit her in the head. I didn't realize that it was right in the headset. So,
but it was the PSVR 1, so it was very cushy. Yeah. So it did not hurt, even though I was like, ow! Because it was surprised. But yeah, that was a good one.
There needs to be a word to exclaim when you're surprised, because people react with the word ow a lot when they're surprised, but they're not actually hurt.
That is true.
So, yeah. I should be embarrassed, but I am not.
Well, I'll take our last Q&A question from Stegoman. Stegoman asks, do you ever buy programs on App Lab to try early, or do you stick with the release versions of programs? I never buy anything on App Lab, but I did recently, and almost nobody is talking about it. It's called Rogue Stargun, and it may be my nostalgia getting the best of me, but it has graphics like the movie The Last Starfighter and gameplay like the Wing Commander series, but in VR. I'm obsessed. And so I'm going to just defer to Lipnox here because you're like the App Lab king.
Okay, so I went and checked it out, and there was a demo that released in October last year that has now been removed, so I couldn't play it. I'm pretty sure the company like messaged me and told me they were going to give me a key if I wanted it, and I told them I didn't want one. So, I mean, some of the games I play early, I do play a lot of App Lab games. Most of the things I play on the headset are probably from App Lab, but the thing is, you know, if I play a game and it's like bad, I can't just like, I don't want to make a video anymore. It's like a waste of my time to even make a video because it's like either this game doesn't matter and I've just bullied a bunch of like small indie developers, or the game is actually good and I've said it was bad and then someone's upset with me. So it's like, you know what, if I like a game, I'm more likely to show it off. I'm just like, this is something cool. There is stuff that will never come out ever that I will just dig up. I mean, the video I posted today on my channel is called Blowdown or something. I'm pretty sure it released like 2 years ago and has no update of any kind. You can't even get it on SideQuest anymore. I had to go to Itch to get it, but someone recommended it in the comments section. So I will dig around and find all the hidden gems because there's so many of them and no one even knows they exist. Like probably this Wing Commander game, or sorry, Rogue Stargun. So I will just say, like, if you can go on App Lab and just scan through stuff, there is a major trick that is the Lipnox trick that I don't do anymore, but I used to do when I was a lot more into the App Lab things, is you can refund anything within 14 days and 2 hours. So take a gamble on these completely ridiculous looking games that you might like, and you might find out you like one of them if you don't go insane playing the bad ones first. Believe me, I've purchased a lot of bad ones that I'm like, my soul is hurt that they would charge money for this, but it's also hurt they would even release it at all. The fact that it costs money is terrifying. The fact it even exists is terrifying too.
That's amazing.
Keep in mind,
there was something Grimlord, or there was some sword game, and it was just like I immediately pick up a sword, and the sword just glitches out of my hand, and the game was like $12. I was like,
jank. People like the jank, and I was going to say, remember when he said 14 days and 2 hours? That's 14 days since you bought it. Less than 2 hours of game. It's not.
Yeah, make sure you monitor those things.
2 hours you have to return.
14 days and 2 hours.
Which would be so random. Yeah, so play 1 hour.
Someone just times it perfectly. They're like, I still got an hour left. I'm making the most of this.
Well, there's been so much news since our last full episode that we got to talk about. But before that, we got to tell you about Asterion Products. You got to know them if you've hung out with us this long. They've been our sponsor from the beginning. They've They do all kinds of stuff. They've done VR stands and mats. Right now, they're specializing in other kinds of accessories, sweaters, mugs. Code FULLDIVE will save you on AsterionProducts.com. Check them out. Before we're supposed to talk about eye tracking, but I want to talk really briefly. Lip, did you see the GTA San Andreas stuff this last week?
The random post from the YouTube Meta account or something that says,
yeah.
Yes, this is ridiculous. This is like me talking to Meta AI and tricking it into saying that the game's still coming. If it was actually coming, we would know it was actually coming. Who knows if it's actually coming at this point? And I'm just like, Meta is like the worst at keeping secrets. If this game is actually in development, I'm pretty sure that I know enough people in the PR industry that I would know this is coming out or not. This is definitely not in production right now. You will not convince me it is. We already talked about this 50 billion times. It's not, it might come out, but if it's coming out, it's been shelved. You could go back, 3 months ago, I'm sure we talked about it and my answer's the same. It's shelved. It's to the side. If it's coming out, it's coming out later. San Andreas, this is the problem. San Andreas sounds so great as an idea on paper, but then you realize there's so much eating and working out and mini game activities that it's like, these things might not actually be fun in VR. This game might be terrible in VR, even if you made the controls perfectly. Like, the flat screen games don't always translate. And this isn't even this isn't a first person game. This is a third person PS2 era game that honestly, if you go back and play right now, is kind of janky. Like, you're basically rebuilding San Andreas to even make it work in VR anyway. If they make it work, I'll happily give them whatever price they want for it. But I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's ever happening.
Yeah. It was just someone commented on a Racket Club video and was like, hey, is San Andreas still coming? And the MetaQuest account was like, yes, but we don't have a date. And then they deleted the comment pretty quickly after. So it refueled the rumors, but people pointed out, like, if they deleted it, that's a bad sign. If it was true, why would they have deleted the comment? So
I can go on Meta AI and convince it that GTA San Andreas is coming and get that answer. So it's just like, who runs that account? Who even wrote that comment?
It's their they're trying to let the AI do all their comment responses.
If it was Boz, then I would be like, yeah, GTA it's definitely coming. But I mean, all we know is Mark Zuckerberg, like 15 years ago, said GTA San Andreas with a logo. Seen nothing else. So like, even Hitman, we got the 5 seconds of footage for the Quest version. So it's like, this.
What a mess.
Slipknot says phooey on that.
Yeah. No more GTA. Leave us alone.
Moving on.
I want to see gameplay or nothing else.
Are you going to spend $100 or $160 on a module that will give you eye tracking for your Quest 2 or your Quest 3?
No way. I don't even want eye tracking. I don't even want this feature. Like, this is one of those things that I'm like, I'm already having enough time posing for pictures in VR chat for whatever thing. Now I got to keep my eyes focused on the right thing. I can't be looking at my phone just chilling in VR anymore. I got to pay attention to all these things. It's just like, this is, you know what? You can make it too real all you want, but this face tracking, eye tracking, it's like, the only reason I want eye tracking is just for picture clarity, not to make some immersive thing. And I'm pretty sure the only things that even work with this stuff are like people making like movies and animation things and then like VR chat. So if you want to look weird in VR chat, then be my guest. But I can promise you.
What are you doing in VR chat that you're having so many pictures taken of you though? Like,
well, you're posed for like someone. I don't know. I was at someone's birthday party last night. I was at someone's birthday party last night, so they want a picture with everyone. I don't know. Everyone hangs out and they take pictures. They take pictures of their friends, man. You don't go on VR chat. They want to take pictures.
I am not a VR chat person. I've seen like VR chat and Horizon Worlds. I've seen people do a lot of like stuff like that, taking pictures and whatnot. I'm just like, wow. I don't even like taking selfies in real life. So,
let alone in VR.
Yeah, do not go on VR chat. Yeah. Stay away from VR chat. It is not a safe place. Do not go on there. Do not go on there. I promise you, it's not a good place.
Do you want to say more about this eye tracking device thing? You don't really.
No.
Oh my god! It's a new add-on that can bring eye tracking to Quest 2 and Quest 3, but it would cost $160. If you go right now, you can like reserve it for $1 or something, and then it will cost $100 once it comes out.
And nothing on the Quest natively will use it. It'll only work with PC things. It's like how the Quest Pro came out, and it's like, we got all these things, but they don't work on anything.
Right. Exactly. And it's like an outside thing that you have to put on it, and you plug it in to the headset, and it wouldn't work with glasses. It wouldn't work if you have to have corrective lenses like already on your headset. So people that are nearsighted are not going to be able to use this product, at least in its current iteration. So anyway, that's that.
Yeah, it's interesting, but Meta has to install it, then the developers have to be the ones to do it. So the developers will actually utilize it. Because even in the Quest Pro, a lot of things don't use the eye tracking. It has.
Yeah.
So
nothing does. Nothing uses it. Nothing uses it. Nothing natively on Quest uses it. I looked it up.
Yeah, I remember I was in Horizon Worlds just to see it because I wanted to even see if it worked. And I had to go into Horizon Worlds. So but the problem is for yourself, like you don't notice it. Like your other people see your avatar, they see what you're looking at, and they see if you're smiling or something. But like you don't ever know. Eye tracking is one of those things that's like a mystery to you. It's only for everyone else. So it's weird. PlayStation VR2 is back in the news because they are now releasing their PC compatible adapter in August for $60. Doesn't come with the cable you need. You got to have your own cable. Now, PSVR2 will be your new PC headset, but the PC will not utilize the eye tracking, the special haptics, the headset haptics. So basically, it's a basic PC VR headset if you buy this adapter. Lip, are you finally going to get a PSVR2 now to play on PC?
I mean, I have a Quest 3 already. I don't see a point. I don't see a point, honestly. Like, if it's $200, yeah, but then I have to buy this other thing, and I have to buy a display thing, and it's gonna be something I spend like $500 to get what I already have, and it's wired. Like, I don't want to do that. And it's like it doesn't even sound like I need. Like my controllers actually vibrate. Will it at least vibrate?
It'll just vibrate, but it won't like have the special intricate haptics. It seems like the adaptive trigger won't work. So like everything that makes the PSVR2 special will not be a thing if you use your PSVR2 on PC, basically.
I mean, if they make it so I can get this like adapter thing easily once the PSVR2s are like $100 in 5 years, maybe I might buy it for like a novelty. But like, I mean, it just sounds like it's a higher resolution Rift.
Yeah, if it works as well. Yeah,
it doesn't even have like this. It won't work with virtual desktop. So that's
is it going to have the eye tracking?
No.
Because that's terrible. Because if it doesn't have the eye tracking, it's going to look so bad.
And you get the mirror effect probably still. It'll have that feature.
Yeah.
That's the one feature it's keeping.
That's the one feature you get.
God. That was amazing.
I feel like we are just naysayers lately on the podcast. What is happening?
But
hey, well, it's not my fault. I didn't choose the topics.
We're going to talk
having a great time
some
playing
cool
things.
games. Let's just move on to the game section so we can be happy now.
Well, you said you've been having a great time playing games. What's a good game you've been playing lately?
Whatever that biking game is amazing. VR bike or whatever. Game. I don't even remember what it's called.
VR biking game.
What is that? Let me find my own channel and see what it's called.
This is how we do things tonight.
V Rider SPK. V Rider SPK. And it is actually amazing. So you have to hold the controller like this. It has to be sideways. And you use it like the only button you need to worry about is the gas. And you basically have your gas, and then you have the other one that's your brake. And
like a motorcycle.
Yeah, you're on a motorcycle, sorry. And it's like actually professional like motorcyclists on real tracks with real motorcycles. And they put the helmet on you, and you feel like the wind is going through your you feel like you're actually there. It is like super polished, super fun game. It looks really good, and the controls are just perfect. And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't understand how to play this. And I was like, you just go to the tutorials, and they have the best tutorials. Just a picture. It just says, this is how you're supposed to hold it, dummy. Do it this way. And as soon as I started doing it, the game's amazing. And honestly, I love the game. It's a super good game. It's one of my favorite games I've played this year, and one of the best games I've played on the headset in general. So
sweet. Awesome, I gotta try it.
Game. I can't remember the name all the time, but I remember it being awesome.
That's the important part.
Hey, any game you have a helmet on is usually pretty good for VR. So
that's great.
The quick shout out, Rush. Rush is also pretty awesome. Another helmet game.
Nice.
I think they actually were showing this off. What convention was I at this year? DreamHack. I think they were showing this off, but they had an actual like half a motorcycle in a thing that could lean, and you'd get on the actual motorcycle, and then you'd be doing it leaning too.
Cool. I always loved those at like the movie theater.
Arcades?
At the movie theater they would have like little arcade games, and I always loved.
Have we gotten that old that the movie theater is the arcade now? We don't even have arcades. What's an arcade? No, you go to the movie theater to play those games.
There's actually an arcade one block from our new studio, but it's like all the old cabinets, like like there's like Time Crisis or something. Maybe it's but like,
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
all the
Dude,
really
that was
old
me last
stuff.
week. That was me
Yeah.
last week. I was playing Star Wars Battle Pod. I beat House of the Dead 4 in the arcade because it was $5 Canadian on a Friday to enter this place. $2 for a Pepsi. It's called Last Level Lounge if you live in Ontario, Canada. But literally, it was like I paid $5. I paid $7 total to sit in there for 3 hours playing free play on super premium games. I was playing Mario Kart GP, playing all the Time Crisis, pinball tables. Like they had like 40 different arcade things, and they had clearly picked the best things. There was a Turtles beat 'em up kind of game. It wasn't Turtles in Time, but I think it was the one prior to that. But it was the arcade version, and I don't know. I had such a great time. It was like wonderful time.
Arcades
I did have a little secret because since it's like a barcade kind of thing, I was wearing my headphones. So when the Star Wars game was being played, I had the Star Wars music blasted in my headphones. I was like, super fun.
Awesome.
Super fun. Super fun.
Awesome.
I wish we should probably get back to VR though.
I guess. Okay. So Jay and I played. I was very excited about. I think it's probably pronounced Cube VR, but
Cyube.
It's kind of spelled like Cyube. Cyub. I don't know why. But anyway, it's basically like Minecraft, and it's on Steam and PSVR2. It's in early access, but it's been in development for 8 years, and it's actually really polished. What are you laughing about?
It says it's on Steam. It says release date 2018. I was like, oh, this is an old game.
It's been out, but they have this really long roadmap. I will say, basically, you get in, and what it feels like is you have really good shaders and mods for Minecraft, but you're stuck on peaceful mode. And the cool thing about it, though, is instead of having, Minecraft UI, it's like VR. You like have to grab your wooden sticks and stack them and
cool.
stick your rock on the end. It becomes
Smack
your
stuff.
axe. It's gorgeous. The freaking ray tracing is amazingly beautiful, but you get bored so quick. Like you start exploring and then it's like, what the heck do I do now? Like there's no enemies to fight. Building just seems tedious, but it is really pretty. Like just to see it, to see the future of what like a good Minecraft VR could look like, it's like, wow, this is really pretty.
There's like little bunnies and like little deer.
And in 10 minutes, you're done with it. Forever.
Also, just like Minecraft on like PS5, the day and night cycle is so fast. You like start doing something and then all of a sudden it's night and you're like, okay, cool.
And it's like pitch black.
At
night.
You're like, whoa.
It is so dark you can't see a freaking thing. So you're like literally stuck in place. It's an interesting thought, but it just feels so early, and yet it's been in development for 8 years. It feels like it needs.
Do you guys remember Discovery?
Yep.
Do you remember Discovery on PlayStation
this
VR?
Was Discovery.
I thought this was Discovery. I had to look it up and make sure it wasn't.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. It was also a copy.
Discovery was like $5 though.
A Minecraft clone. Yeah.
Okay.
Discovery was like $5. This is like what, $25, $30?
It is
$24.99 on Steam, $29.99 on PSVR.
No, thank you.
It is shockingly pretty. I would say get it once to see it. And you'll be like, wow, it's so beautiful. But then like, I have no desire to go back in now that I'm seeing it. But for a minute, it was like, wow, this is what Minecraft could be someday. And I'm just like, where the hell is it? Like, what happened? Why aren't we here? We had like a few versions of Minecraft and VR. Nothing really ever pulled it off.
Yeah, I know. I just want to play Minecraft, actual Minecraft in VR, because we did it on like the older headsets, like the Windows headset or something.
You can do it on Quest.
And
you can do it on Quest pretty easily.
But together with someone else?
I think so.
Oh.
It like works with the actual versions now. You log into your actual Minecraft account on Quest and it'll connect with the real version.
It's still not like fully official or native, but yeah, you can. It's a lot easier to get on there than it used to be.
Oh, well, I need to just do that then. But anyway, I liked that you could you had to physically chop up trees and stuff to get the stuff, which I thought was kind of fun. It is kind of tedious, but it's also cool. And then when you build stuff, like you're building your shovel or you're building your axe or whatever, you have to actually physically put the blocks together to build them, which I also thought was fun. And you have a magical bucket and you vacuum things into your inventory, which is kind of weird but cool. You're chopping up your tree and you use your little vacuum bucket to get all your little wood to make stuff from. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's very pretty, kind of tedious. If you really like just building stuff in a pretty environment, then you'll really love it. And if you don't like games that don't have a lot of stuff to that might murder you, then you probably won't like it.
Yeah, it needs survival, and it's on the roadmap. Like, all that stuff is supposed to be coming, but right now it's just
8 more years.
Yeah, 8 more.
8 more years.
It's one of the things that got me to put a PSVR2 on lately, so I guess that's a win in and of itself. But
would you say it's a yay or a nay?
If it was only for 10 minutes, I don't know if that's a win.
I mean, that's 10 minutes more than I'd spent in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
hey, weren't you pitching Resident Evil 4 VR being like the best thing ever? Don't you go back?
Oh,
and play
it
that
is
sometimes?
the best thing. I haven't been in it in forever. I want to. My PS5 that has the disc edition is having problems, and I got Resident Evil, of course, as a disc. But my digital one's doing great, so go figure.
Isn't the PS5 only like a couple years old too?
Yeah, I mean, 2019, but yeah, I'm guessing there was that
that's
issue
fine.
with the
Really?
thermal.
That's no way. It's 2019.
2019?
2019 is Quest. 2019 was Quest 1. No way,
When
Quest 1.
did PS5? Yeah, that's.
I'm thinking like 2000.
2020.
20.
Wow,
2020.
2020, man.
Ugh.
So
How has
not
it
that.
been
Still don't
that
have any
long?
games that make me want to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some issue also with the original models, which that one is where the thermal paste can like leak all over and ruin it. So I should technically open it up, but just time, you know.
It's amazing that that's the same issue that happened to the Red Ring of Death Xboxes decades ago.
Yep,
You'd think
and
they'd figure
here
that
we
out
are.
by now.
And here we are.
Maybe they're
So
doing
would
that on
you
purpose, so
say-
you have to buy a new one.
Cube for now is a nay, but I think it could get there someday. They could get there.
So my question is with the Cube game is, were they actually updating it, or did they stop updating this like 4 years ago on Steam and then just port this, whatever they had, to PSVR 2? Have they actually been updating the Steam version, or did they just port what they had?
That, unfortunately, I don't know.
'Cause
But
I feel like that's exactly what just happened. They just took their PCVR game that they disastrously ditched forever ago and then threw it on PlayStation VR 2.
probably because
No.
PSVR 2 is starving so bad for games that no one
I
knows what it is.
They're like,
I
no,
was
but they'll
gonna
buy
say,
this.
Well, I was going to say it's a yay because it's like one of the few cool games.
It's a
on
new game.
VR too, so yeah.
There's no multiplayer, so they can't turn it off.
People on the PSVR subreddit say, though, it is the best looking game on
It
PSVR
is
2.
very.
And I could see why that's the
Oh,
case.
better than Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, maybe.
VR.
I mean, it's different though, because Resident Evil 4 is amazing looking, but it's also, Resident Evil 4 is
Detailed?
dingy, it's gross, it's scary.
Yeah.
Cube is beautiful.
It is.
So I think it has that factor
Yeah.
for it. But yeah, it's
So probably a yay for PSVR 2 people and a nay for everyone else.
Ugh, not me. It's just too boring too quick. It's beautiful though. Like if they had a free trial list where you get just to see it, I'd be like, go do that right now
Mhm.
just to see it. But who even has a PSVR 2 at this point? So
I know.
we probably should get back to Quest.
Yeah. Lipnox, tell
Oh, that's
everyone
me?
about Vengeance.
So Zengeance is a game that is apparently like Pistol Whip meets meditation, which honestly, I'm just going to go with this. So Jay just sends me this game, or did you just say, I don't know, Nat just sends me this game at random. I like get an email that I have a new game. I'm like, what even is this? They're gifting me some random thing. And I have no idea what it is. I go look on the store and it looks weird. I'm just like, oh, this is okay. And then I ask, what is this random game you guys sent me? And basically, you put this thing on, you put this game on, and your movement is breathing. So you're like, and it sounds completely ridiculous, but after about 30 seconds of doing it, it's one of the best games to play. It's actually an amazingly fun time.
Yes.
It makes no sense why it's good, but it is amazingly good. Something about breathing just feels like a great control mechanism, because I feel super good about having a good breathing. You don't think about
Yeah.
breathing a lot, and
It's
you know,
true.
that feels good. That feels
does.
good. And then you're shooting people too. I honestly I didn't really like the shooting. I just like sitting in the room and just breathing and moving forward. And I just meditated, and I never even beat the first level actually, but I spent an hour playing the game.
Nice. Yeah, I loved it. The music is really cool too. It like has kind of a Pistol Whip feel. Like it's kind of the same type of thing where you're like moving through this area, shooting enemies. Sometimes there's stuff you have to dodge, and it has like cool music. But you're doing this breathing. There's like this little ball thing. And when you breathe in, it like comes back to you. And then when you breathe out, it goes away and then has you like move forward in the game. And I freaking love this game too. Like that's why I sent it to you, because I was like, this is so cool. Like, I think it's awesome. The developers talk about how it's like a way to practice breathing in like stressful situations, which it really does. And like for me, I was in choir and I've done like meditation and stuff and yoga. So like I've learned to like do the belly breathing where you like take full deep breaths, you like breathe into your belly and then you like breathe out like in a slow controlled manner. And so for me, this breathing aspect was really cool and I felt amazing afterwards. I don't know about you, Lipnox, but I felt like exhilarated. I felt like all this oxygen like got into my brain. I was just like happy and like alert.
Yeah, that's all. That's why I didn't even care about the game. I was like, you know what? I don't even care about shooting people. I just put the controllers down, and actually, I wasn't even listening to music. I put my headphones in, listen to my own music. But it was so much fun to just breathe and move forward in this like trippy environment that kept changing colors back and forth. And that's why, honestly, it's like if there's more levels, then that's amazing because I was sold on what I played, and I played that for an hour. I kept hitting repeat whenever I lost over and over again, just meditating. I was sitting outside. Actually, it was a beautiful night. You know, it was probably like 11 o'clock at night or something. I was getting ready for bed, and it's like, oh, you know, this will be a peaceful thing. I'll, sit outside in the deck and relax and try out whatever this weird thing is. And honestly, I guarantee you, I did not expect to like this game as much as I did, but you give me a unique control mechanism that actually works, and I love it. And the breathing, like you said, the breathing is dangerous. I don't even know. Like, I feel like you're getting like high on the breathing or something.
I know.
And too much oxygen in there or something. But, it could definitely get addictive because I was sitting there for an hour doing it. So, yeah,
it's great. And I felt like it also helped me like think about taking deep breaths in actual stressful situations. Like after I played this game, I can't remember if it was like the next day or later that day, I was like driving and like, I get kind of stressed driving sometimes, and there was like some freaky thing that happened. There was like a car that got close to me. I was like, oh, but I like took deep breaths. I'm like, wow, I'm doing it. Like it like trains you to do that. But we got to hear Jay's thoughts because I think he wasn't as excited about the game as we were.
Once I figured out the game, it was really cool because I love seeing a VR game do something new. But the problem was I felt like the tutorial was not very obvious at what you were supposed to do. And unlike Lip, I was trying to beat levels. And
I didn't care.
I must have went through that first level like 6 times before I finally figured out what I was supposed to be doing and beat the level. And then Nat, who got and beat it her first time. So if you have breathing training or meditation or chanting, you might do better at this. Where if you don't, you might not have any clue what the heck's happening because the score you have to hit to get past the level seems pretty high at first when you're trying to figure out how to play. But like you said, once you got going and you were really doing the breathing, I was like, I feel like I'm getting lightheaded in a good way while I'm doing this. It was like, this is a really
Is it a good way? Is that a good way? I don't know. I feel like you're getting high.
It made the experience more trippy.
I feel like you're actually getting high on this game.
It made the experience more trippy in like a psychedelic kind of way. I felt like I was like, this game is just doing something really different, which I appreciated about it.
The whole thing changes as you exhale and inhale.
Yep.
Like it's trippy as can be.
I didn't even notice that. I was just like,
that's the whole thing.
I'm moving forward.
It's like the world is like breathing
and
and exhaling with you as you're like doing it. I was like, I don't care about the shooting part. I just love watching the world change with me.
And I think you got to be careful though, because if you're getting lightheaded, that's probably not good. And that probably means you need to like take deeper breaths in.
I want to get lightheaded though. It's cool. I would say.
Isn't that the point of the game? I thought we were trying to trip out here.
We're trying to pass out in the middle of a level. If you're out there and you haven't, and this sounds interesting, it's a different mechanic. It's going to be like if you're used to meditation or chanting, this might feel a little more. It's like a relaxation game, but there is also the dynamics of dodging bullets and shooting. So it's trying to get you to move in a little bit of stress, but learn to breathe through it. So it is really interesting. I'd say if that interests you, check it out.
There's also a Zen guard that's more chill.
Yep. So you can hang out. Before we get off,
I will say though, breathe safely though. Make sure you breathe safely. I'm not going to be responsible for any addiction issues with getting addicted to breathing or anything like that. You guys breathe safely.
Don't stand by your glass coffee table. I was going to wrap up, but I saw something on Discord from Lipnox about our podcast, and I feel like we should really quickly touch on this.
Oh.
What kind of ads is YouTube running on our podcast, Lip?
What?
Yeah, I don't know. So the episode finishes, and I just hear this thing, and there's this woman talking about this. I don't know, it was Mansley or something, and she's talking about the size of this guy that she brought over's packages. And he was clearly talking about packages. So
what? the
And it was like
heck?
it was like a 2-minute ad. This woman, and it looked like it was like redubbed. It didn't even seem like it was her voice.
Oh my
What is-
And it was
god.
definitely an inappropriate advertisement.
AI is taking over in all
heck?
the wrong ways. So
I don't know why
Yeah.
Strike Rush. Maybe they took something that the developer we were talking to said and turned that into a dirty word and decided that this was a video about luring people from other countries to come to America.
Oh my god.
I gotta tell you,
I don't
when
know.
I was scrubbing through all of your Strike Rush footage that you sent me, I feel like when you get shot by a gun, the sound that it makes, like the sound that the character makes, sounds like something's happening.
There's no way you can see me.
Maybe not a gunshot. So maybe YouTube algorithm AI heard those sounds and thought this ad would fit these people. I don't know. But if you're out there, Shave Dog at least is enjoying this discussion.
Oh my God.
Are you getting weird ads when you watch us on YouTube?
I was not
Let us
expecting
know.
to send
It's
us
not
pictures and
our
then have it
fault.
talked about in the podcast. I was like, oh, this is funny.
Oh my god. It's not our fault if you're getting weird ads.
YouTube doesn't let us choose the ads. It only lets
It
us
does
choose if they're going to be in the middle of the podcast, the beginning, or the end. And we don't put them in the middle because I think that's annoying. So we do that for all of you out there. You don't get interrupted by an ad, but apparently you get the really dirty ones at the end instead. So that's exciting.
Very
Yeah,
fun.
you gotta get a nice long 3-minute one talking about, this woman that I honestly I have no idea what this thing is. I mean, you know what I think it was? I think it was a dating website for older women to find casual partners that were good in bed.
Oh my
That's a niche
that's what it
market
was.
right there.
I don't know how that market has any relevance to Strike Rush VR at all. I feel like there's a 0% connection there. I don't think anyone that's playing Strike Rush VR is looking for a man to come over to their house and take care of them.
If you're getting weird ads, come join our Discord server and tell us about the ads. Maybe
Yeah.
screen grab them because I want
Fun.
to see these ads. I'm curious about this now because this just sounds hilarious. I'm going to find one and I'm going to put it at the end of the podcast in the podcast. Maybe we can get them to sponsor the podcast
Oh my
too
God.
while we're at it. We're just going to take this to a whole new level.
Oh yeah.
The podcast just evolved thanks to Lipnox.
I did not create this. This is someone else.
AI started this. AI is changing everything. Hey, if you're out there listening, come see YouTube. Maybe I'll put up the screenshots of this weird ad so you can at least see what the heck was going on, but it's weird.
I picked good screenshots. There was much worse things she said.
Really?
I made
Oh,
sure
wow.
to
These are the
censor
PG
what was
ones.
being said. I was like, these are just the fun ones.
Oh my god.
The parts that I didn't capture was really dirty.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you,
If I
everybody.
made a video with that stuff, they would flag me. They would get me. I would get in trouble on YouTube for making a video like that.
Why
Why are they
is
allowed
this
to
a-
post it as an advertisement?
I agree.
And for
You
a
guys gotta be
for
paying.
Strike Rush,
gotta be
Strike Rush
paying.
doesn't even have blood. It's
long
like
as
a
you're
game for like
paying YouTube.
teenagers.
You can post whatever you want, apparently. Not the other way around. You can't get paid by them. Oh my gosh. Well, hey, it's VR and it's time.
It's VR. Oh,
Dive on in.
dive on in.
Dive on in.